Hey, how's it going everyone? Nova here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. In today's video, we're going to be talking about sniping. Some of you have asked me to share some tips and give advice on certain things that have ultimately made me a better sniper. This by no means is going to be fancy or graphed out. I want this to be as casual as if you and I were just hanging out in a party talking, so I'm going to apologize in advance if there's some things I missed or if it just seems unorganized, because I'm sort of just kind of going with the flow. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and start off with saying it's okay to hit body shots. Even if it's a body shot, it will still do a really good amount of damage and can allow you or a teammate to clean it up. There are going to be a lot of situations where you aren't going to be able to hit the head, so instead of waiting, go ahead and pull the trigger, honestly. I know it's sort of frowned upon by other snipers, but honestly, damage is damage, and personally, I'd rather hit a body than just let someone go by. It's really important in comp because hitting a body weakens someone enough and forces them to wait and recover. That's temporarily taking them out of the fight, giving your team the advantage. Not to mention, why risk missing a headshot on an already weakened enemy when you can just finish them off by aiming at a much larger target. Next, we'll talk about flinch. It's important to learn and deal with this. With the current meta, it's crucial to learn and fight through this and understanding how to readjust and fire in between the enemy's shots. It's very important to learn the other weapons in the game to get a true understanding on what your enemy is using and how quickly it can fire. Honestly, this is going to require a lot of patience because people use a variety of weapons in PvE, or PvP, and in order to learn when to fire, it's good to be familiar with what's hitting you. The pulse rifle is the most common thing people use against a sniper at range. I say this because scouts are very uncommon, and someone with a hand cannon or auto rifle will try to close the gap before engaging due to damage fall off. Pulse rifles are nearly as effective as scouts because with the way maps are designed, there isn't much a scout or a sniper can do that a pulse can't. A majority of pulse rifles are 3 bursts and gives you a split second to realign your shot and fire between the bursts. That's honestly the best method for fighting through the flinch. It's really just staying calm and being able to time your shot between their shots. Bows are a bit easier because they have to draw again before shooting, which gives you even more time to hit your snipes. Like I said before, this will take a lot of time and patience to become accustomed to, but once you master it, you'll make anyone fear challenging you at range. Before I move on, I want to note that not every fight is worth challenging, so don't be afraid to back off and re-engage later. A lot of players make the mistake by trying to engage for too long and can be extremely frustrating trying to land a shot while the enemy is constantly peppering you. Next, we'll talk about positioning. This is very important because this can make or break a fight. As a sniper, it's crucial to know your angles and watch highly populated areas. A mistake I see a lot is people like to either stand in a single area and watch only a select few lanes, but to become better, you'll have to do a bit more than that. I believe it's just as important for a sniper to learn the map as someone running a shotgun because this tells you what lanes you can and cannot be in. With the understanding of maps gives you map awareness, and as someone who has one-shot potential at nearly any range, it really benefits you to know where all the nooks and crannies are to give you the most success without exposing yourself too much, which takes me to my next point. Take advantage of your cover. As a sniper, cover is your best friend because it allows you to peek shot, and since flinch is extremely strong in this game, you can dip in and out of cover, allowing you some time to catch your breath and get ready to take your next shot. I'm sure you've noticed by now a lot of these tips work together in one way or another. Taking cover allows you to break line of sight and helps you challenge from a different angle. Next, we'll talk about your aim. It's always good to make sure you aim at head level because if an enemy just walks out or just standing in his zone allows you for a quick and easy kill. It also helps because that's sort of the midpoint for someone either sliding or jumping around. At that point, it's either move your sight up or down depending on how they choose to engage. A lot of your fights will be just as reactive as they are active. Active shooting is predicting how your enemy will choose to engage and from where, so you can pre-aim that location and expect them to be there, while reactive is more just reacting to what they're doing. Sniping really plays heavily on predicting your opponent, so it's good to pay attention and learn their tendencies. We're going to touch on this but not spend too much time on it, and that's the perks. No matter what sniper you use, Snapshot is your best friend. It allows you to ADS much quicker than someone who doesn't have it, making the reactive play much easier to handle. Sniper Scavenger is also one of your best friends because in PvP, it allows you to pick up more ammo. You spawn in with only 2 shots, and as you kill enemies, they drop ammo. Without the Scavenger, you only pick up 1 shot at a time, but with them you'll pick up 2 or even 3 more. The perks roll on both gauntlets and class items, so be sure to have at least one of those equipped. The dexterity doesn't really do a whole lot for you, and neither does the targeting, so it's better to use those slots for other perks. Next, we'll talk about movement. While sprinting, you'll notice the reticle on your screen that is like an upside down V. You can use that to aim while sprinting or even sliding, because when you do come out of sprint and scope, and that's where your reticle will be. So for more fast-paced players, I highly recommend using that to your advantage. It even works with shade step, and when you're able to get down the shade step snipe, you'll look like a total god with a sniper. Before we move on, I do want to say that you should not go for too many jump shots. It looks flashy, but is extremely inaccurate regardless of where you place your reticle. It's extremely unreliable, so to your advantage, I highly suggest keeping your feet on the ground, or really just anything but a jump. The game's hitbox is kind of funny in a sense, because there's a lot of shots that look like headshots, but they're only bodies. Something I tell people who ask for some advice on sniping is if you think you're aiming a little too high, then you're probably exactly where you want to be. The neck is considered the body, but there's a small amount of crits hitbox that's barely over the head, so it never hurts to aim just a little too high. Sensitivity can play a big part in sniping as well. I know you all can hit snipes on 10 cents, but I personally enjoy lower sensitivity because it allows me to be more accurate. A problem I see a lot is people try to snipe on a higher sensitivity tend to overpull, whereas too low, and you'll fire too quickly. It's important to find that sweet spot where it's not so fast you completely overshoot your target, or so slow your sight never even makes it there to begin with. Personally, I play on a 4. It seems to be just fast enough to hit those crispy quick scopes as well as drag scopes, but not so fast I can't control it, nor is it so slow I'm unable to hit a moving target. So it's very important to find your individual sensitivity and work on it. The lower the sensitivity, the more accurate you become, but as I mentioned before, be careful not to have it too low. Now we're going to talk about the mental game, and with sniping, confidence is key. You have to be 100% confident in yourself and your abilities. Anything less causes hesitation, and hesitation results in death. Your mindset is going to affect your gameplay, but make sure you stay positive and have fun. If you aren't hitting shots and begin to lose confidence, the last thing you need is to be on tilt. Especially as a sniper, tilt will cause you to make more and more mistakes to the point where you aren't even doing the basic fundamentals anymore. Trust me, I understand the frustrations of someone sprinting after me with a shotgun. There are other ways to get kills and tools you can use to slow them down to take advantage of them. Believe it or not, there's a thing called sniper fatigue. I advise being careful of it. Sniper fatigue is where you try and use your sniper as a primary and neglect your actual primary. Believe it or not, your primary abilities are your best friend, because there are a ton of situations where your sniper isn't even going to do much good. Instead, take advantage of your full arsenal and treat your sniper as a secondary. I'm guilty of this, and it's something every sniper needs to be aware of and try to avoid the best they can. Lastly, it's honestly the most basic, and it's just practice. Experience is the best teacher, and nothing I've discussed today will come to you overnight. As time goes on, you'll learn to do all of these things, and more depending on how much time and effort you put into it. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing your hard work start paying off and slowly seeing yourself become feared sniper within the Crucible. So with that being said, before I forget, go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed. It really does mean a lot to me and shows that you enjoy this as much as I do. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more content and that bell icon so you can be the first to catch my newest videos. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video, possibly add a few things I've mentioned here today. Like I said before, honestly guys, this is really just, a lot of it's based off just opinions and just experiences that I've had. I mean, I've spent a lot of time sniping, and like I said, it's just, I just felt the need to share this with you guys, and hopefully that at least somebody will take at least one thing new from this and help them improve. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care. All right now!
Yes! 3 down! A victory well executed.
I hit the nice little wheel at the end of the game. GG. Told you, dude, it's either I'm on or I'm a bot, dude. Like, straight up. Man, that was a sick game, yo. I really like that.